Hey everyone, big news just dropped that could completely shake up your Social Security benefits. The Supreme Court has made a ruling that's sending shockwaves through the Social Security system, and if you're getting Social Security, SSI, SSDI, survivor, or spousal benefits, you need to hear this now. This isn't just another small update. This decision could mean massive raises for millions of Americans and important rule changes that will affect how and when you get your benefits. I've spent hours reviewing the court documents, official statements, and expert analysis so you don't have to. Before we jump in, if this video helps you, please take a quick second to hit that like button. It helps spread the word to others who need this info. All right, here's the scoop. The Supreme Court ruling basically confirms that the Social Security Administration must reconsider how the cost of living adjustment, COLA, is calculated, a move that experts say could lead to raises between $300 to $500 more per month for many recipients. That's thousands of dollars extra each year. This is because the court acknowledged the existing formula based on the CPIE index doesn't accurately reflect seniors' real inflation costs, especially skyrocketing healthcare and prescription prices. Now, the Social Security Administration has been under pressure to switch to a more accurate inflation measure called CPIE, which tracks what seniors actually spend their money on. This ruling could force that change as early as 2026, which means your benefits might jump significantly more than the usual 2.8% increase recently announced. Here's what else you need to know. The court ruling also impacts paper checks and payment methods. If you still get your benefits by paper check, the SSA is pushing hard to phase out paper payments completely, moving everyone to direct deposit or prepaid debit cards. This means if you haven't set up direct deposit yet, now's the time, and there are exceptions for those who truly can't access banks. Don't wait. Call SSA or set up your direct deposit online. Another key deadline is coming up November 19th. The SSA will start notifying millions of people about their new 2026 benefit amounts, but only if you have a My Social Security account set up by that date. Without it, you'll get your info by mail, which could take weeks. Don't get left in the dark about your exact new benefit amount. This is critical for budgeting next year. Speaking of budgeting, keep in mind that even with a higher raise, your costs are rising faster. Grocery prices are up over 20%. Utilities and healthcare are climbing too, so you need to plan carefully. And don't forget the Medicare Part B premium increases that will eat into your raise for many. One more serious issue: Social Security data security. Recent congressional hearings revealed there might have been a major breach exposing millions of Americans' personal info. This is why monitoring your My Social Security account closely is more important than ever. Watch for any suspicious activity and report it immediately. Apply now. Panera Bread to issue $6,500 checks from $2.5 million November settlement. Just show your receipt. Panera Bread was accused of failing to stop a data breach that occurred on March 23, 2024. This leak compromised important customer information, including Social Security numbers. Panera Bread has not admitted to any wrongdoing, but has agreed to the payout to settle the claims against it. Under the terms of the settlement, it benefits those who received a notice from administrators. Class members can earn financial compensation for documented losses they experienced as a result of the breach. Those who suffered ordinary losses can claim up to $500, and those who experienced extraordinary losses can get up to $6,500. The lawsuit lists credit monitoring expenses and credit report fees as examples of ordinary losses. California payment class members in California can claim a $100 statutory payment, which is mandated by a state law. A statutory payment covers things like maternity and sick pay that is paid out by an employer. What's a class action settlement? Class action lawsuits offer groups of people, or classes, a way to band together in court. These suits are often brought by one or a few people who allege a company or other entity has wronged a large group of people. When a suit becomes a class action, it extends to all class members, or people who may have similar complaints to those who filed the suit. Companies often settle class actions, offering payment to class members who typically waive their right to pursue further legal action by accepting money. These payout agreements frequently include statements by the defendant denying wrongdoing. Companies tend to settle class actions to avoid the costs of further litigation. Pollution, discrimination, or false advertising are a few examples of what can land a class action on a company's doorstep. This is not an additional payment either, and the $6,500 cap is still in place. Any funds that remain from the settlement pot will be equally distributed between the class members up to $250 each. This sum is dependent on how many class members there end up being. Dates to know. Class members need to submit proof when filing a claim, which can be done with bank statements, credit card statements, and receipts, for example. If you knowingly submit a fraudulent claim, you will also not be considered for payment. Try Again, little-known Social Security do-over trick can help Americans get maximum payments up to $4,108. Americans can claim their Social Security benefits as early as age 62. However, there are instances when people claim their benefits too soon, either because they landed a new job or realize they have enough money saved to carry them through for some time. Americans who applied for benefits but decided it was a mistake are able to withdraw their application, repay the benefits they received, and start again at a later date. The Social Security Administration, SSA, Form 521, allows Americans to cancel or withdraw their application up to 12 months after they were approved to receive benefits. Seniors panic over Social Security checks as shutdown furloughs 6,200 workers. You can only cancel your application once and can reapply later, the SSA noted. How to withdraw. Those looking to withdraw can sign into their account on the SSA's website and look for Form 521, Request for Withdrawal of Application. Then you'll need to fill out the form, upload any required documents, and submit. Applications can also be mailed to your local Social Security office. When you wait longer to start collecting your Social Security benefits, you end up receiving a higher amount. Even though you can retire as early as 62, it comes at a price. Your benefit amount gets reduced, and it's locked in for the rest of your retirement. Social Security, full retirement age. Social Security full retirement age, FRA, refers to when a worker can begin claiming their full benefits. This is calculated by the number of years a person worked in addition to the income they earned during their working years. The FRA was 65 before Congress revamped the program in 1983, raising the age threshold to account for an increase in life expectancies. The revamp called for increasing the FRA by 2 months at a time. FRA for people born in 1957, 66 years and 6 months old. FRA for people born in 1958, 66 years and 8 months old. FRA for people born in 1959, 66 years and 10 months old. The final jump is set to begin for those born in 1960 and after, making the FRA 67 years old. Source, CBS News. Retiring at 62 means your benefits will be roughly 30% less than your full amount. Your full benefit amount depends on your earnings history and the year you retire. You can receive your full benefit amount if you retire at the full retirement age, which is currently 66 years and 10 months old, which means those born in 1959 will be able to qualify for full benefits this November. The SSA broke down how much a person would get in retirement benefits in 2025 if they retire at full retirement age. If you earned the maximum taxable amount each year starting at the age of 2022 and began receiving benefits in 2025, you would get $4,018 per the SSA. Those retiring at age 62 in 2025 would only receive $2,831. Tariff. Truth. Truth behind brand new $600 stimulus checks to working Americans and their children after zero clarity. Americans have long been promised a share of the money that President Donald Trump claimed to be earning through his tariff policy. In July, Hawley said that Americans deserved a rebate in line with Trump's tariff gains. He said, Americans deserve a tax rebate after 4 years of Biden policies that have devastated families' savings and livelihoods. Like President Trump proposed, my legislation would allow hardworking Americans to benefit from the wealth that Trump's tariffs are returning to this country. The American Worker Rebate Act would provide a tariff rebate check similar to the ones that people saw in 2020 at the height of the pandemic. Hawley's legislation calls for the amount to be at least $600 per adult and dependent child. This means that a family of 4 could earn $2,400. If the bill makes any progress in Congress, larger credits could become available if the projected value of the tariffs increased. The idea of a tariff rebate dates all the way back to Tesla owner Elon Musk's work with the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, earlier this year. Musk suggested that Americans could see stimulus checks worth up to $5,000, but this never came to fruition. As recently as October, Donald Trump touted checks worth between $1,000 and $2,000 for the American people. Dave Portnoy plots moving Barstool out of NYC after Mamdani's mayoral victory. In late August, a federal appeals court said that Trump had overstepped his power by imposing the sweeping economic policies. The new session of the Supreme Court begins in November when it will hear arguments on the legality of Trump's trade policy. Direct hit IRS scraps popular free tax filing program, leaving millions with unexpected tax bills. The Internal Revenue Service is dropping a popular and free tax filing program that launched last spring. As IRS Direct File is scrapped, the move will leave millions of Americans with unexpected tax bills when they file their income tax returns for the 2025 tax year. IRS Direct File is a free electronic service that allows eligible Americans to file their federal income tax returns directly with the IRS for free. It was created using funding from the Biden-era Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 in an effort to provide a simple and accessible filing option for taxpayers with relatively simple tax situations. While IRS Direct File opened to the general public within certain pilot states relatively recently last March, the program will soon be axed due to a change in administration. The online service will not be offered to taxpayers in the upcoming tax season, the Trump administration has confirmed. The program's end comes in the wake of much controversy. Many Americans found that IRS Direct File made filling out and submitting their tax forms easy, quick, and economical, with 86% of Direct File users even saying that their experience with the platform helped boost their trust in government. Former members of the Direct File team, many of whom have been terminated or left the government, also claimed that the project largely succeeded in its goals of making filing taxes easier and more efficient. Despite favorable views of IRS Direct File, the Trump administration and Republican lawmakers have put in much effort this year to get rid of the Biden-era program. Are responsible tax refunds on the rise? A new survey shows taxpayers are more likely to spend their refunds on rent, groceries, and other necessities rather than luxuries. The poll of 2,000 U.S. taxpayers found nearly 2 in 3, 64%, have either already spent their tax refund money or are planning to soon, and all agree their refunds will be spent on necessary purchases. When asked in December, only 22% of Americans believed they would receive more this year than last, and 26% believed they would receive less. When asked how much they actually received, 1/3, 32% said they received more this year than last year, while 28% reportedly received less. The primary reasons people believe they received more this year were working more, 37%, adjustment of deductions or withholdings, 31%, and getting a pay raise or promotion, 16%. Meanwhile, participants who received a smaller refund amount believe it was likely due to losing work, 29%, moving to a higher tax bracket, 21%, and having dependents age out of eligibility, 11%. 62% felt happy and surprised by the amount they received. Another major increase from last year, when a mere 40